Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Bookworm Diaries. My book today is called I'm a Different Mess Than I Was Yesterday. The author is Msizi Nkosi. Unfortunately, the author is late. He passed away in August 2021. That's very unfortunate. This book, wow, what a mess. What a mess. Like, the title of the book really fits. Like, it is messy. It is messy. Okay, so Msizi was a South African author who was born in KwaZulu-Natal and later on came up to Johannesburg for work, right? So how I actually got to know the author, I was following him on Facebook. I don't know how I actually followed. I think a lot of my friends on Facebook were following him, and I started following him. And I used to enjoy his posts. Actually, he was one of those people that like used to write like long posts, long stories. And what really intrigued me about him was, you know, how he used to like pay attention to detail. He'd tell a story and you'd feel like you were there, and he'd always like tell stories that, you know, that you've actually, like, interesting stories, and you like, I felt like I knew him. All right, so that's how I got to know the guy. And the book came out in 2016. When the book came out, I'm not sure why I never bought it then. I really don't know. I think maybe I was just busy with other books. But I finally got the book this year. He is self-published. He was self-published. So you won't find his books in any of these retail shops. But if you're interested in the book, leave a comment on the comment section. I will then send you my friend's details who sells these books. But please get yourself a copy. It's only 300 Rand. But I swear you will not regret. It's worth every cent. You know, if I had to rate this book out of 10, I would rate it a good 11. Like, it really ticked all the right boxes. It's so well written from the first chapter. So it is a biography. He tells all. Like, you know, at some point I was like, how I admire his courage to tell. He literally bared his soul. He spoke about his mistakes. It's very rare for men to admit their defeats, their mistakes. This guy messed up his life royally. Like, he messed it up. That's why this book is called He's a Mess. He was a mess. He messed up his life royally. So he talks about how he went to boarding school. After that, went to tertiary. He didn't finish his diploma. Then came up to Johannesburg. Msizi was a TV producer. He produced for shows like Khumbule Khaya. Those are big shows. Khumbule Khaya, 3 Talk with Nolene, Take 5. So he worked with big shows in South Africa. And so his life was just like a life of booze. He was an alcoholic. He was struggling with drug abuse. Just also had a string of women. He had kids from different baby mamas. So his life literally was a mess. He was drunk literally every day, going to work drunk, and he was just a mess. Until one day his body just totally gave up on him, and then he went into a coma for over like a month, I think. So without really spoiling the book for you, because I really want you to go and get this book. I'm just really gonna just talk about the bits that I found interesting. So yeah, he was in a coma, and like the doctors didn't think he was gonna make it. At 29 years old, he went into a coma. His body gave up on him. Like literally, his organs just were not functioning. He couldn't, like the doctors were amazed what this person made it. So yeah, he made it, but he was paralyzed. His hands were not working. He had to be fed. He had like literally be taken to the toilets. He couldn't do anything for himself. So imagine you were a hotshot a TV producer of like the most watched shows in South Africa, and the next thing you can't do anything for yourself. And so he talks about his struggles, how much he struggled and how much he had to, what he had to do to get back his life. It was very difficult. Like he literally started from the bottom, and he was now getting a disability grant from the government, and he lost his friends. And there was a time after the coma situation where he went back to KwaZulu-Natal because there was nothing here for him. He went back to KZN, and he was trying to approach the people that he used to work with, and everyone was just promising him, okay, fine. He was pitching. He was quite a clever guy. So he used to pitch ideas. He always had like innovative ideas, and he used to pitch ideas, and people used to call him for him to present his ideas. And then after that, quiet. You know, when you're trying everything, when you're going for interviews, you're going for presentations, and you're like, you know what, this one I nailed it, and nothing happens after that. So he went through that period of years without having a proper job, but eventually someone suggested, no, why don't you write a book? And he wrote then this is how we got this masterpiece. Then he wrote this book, and yeah, so it's very unfortunate that I had to read this book, and the author is unfortunately late. I would have loved to actually speak to him, and you know, he just sounded like a guy that had a lot going on. Like, yeah. So if I had to rate this book, honestly, like I said, 11 out of 10. Get yourself this book. Get yourself this book. I know there's distributors in around in KZN, in Johannesburg. There's so, but if you want the book, just please send me a message. I will send you the lady's name who sells the books. But it's amazing. I loved everything about it. I literally loved everything. I read it in 2 days. I read it in 2 days, and the reason why I stopped at some point because I could not handle his pain. I was just like, I can't. Let me just put it down. I had to cool off a bit and then resume again. But it's lovely. So if you enjoyed my review, please don't forget to subscribe and turn on your notifications. Thank you so much for watching.